Kia ora te whānau. Thank you very much for tuning in here for another episode with the Aquarium project. I, of course, really appreciate the support we've been getting. I am so forever grateful that I get to do what I do. So yeah, thank you very much. If you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Really helps the channel out, helps me out, and of course it's free, so what more could you want? There's no reason not to. But basically today I wanted to just talk about Oscars, pretty much. I was thinking earlier today what I wanted to talk about today, and I just couldn't stop thinking about them. The only thing is I couldn't really come up with like any super solid ideas of like ways to define the topic. So basically what we're going to do is I'm just going to talk about why I love them so much. I talk about them quite a lot. They're definitely like one of my favorite fish out there. And yeah, I just want to talk about how cool they are pretty much, and why you should get yourself a nice big Oscar tank. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it and yeah, dive on into the main topic. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about, basically these are Oscars here. So I'll give you a quick run through to begin with. This is a red tiger here. This is one of my red tigers. There's two albino red tigers, which are these two. We've got another red tiger here. This guy's called Rambo. And then we've also got a red here. So these are all the ones that live in this big tank here. And then I've got our other one, our oldest and biggest red is down the other end of the shop because he doesn't get along with these guys. So I'll show you Jeremy in a minute. But yeah, to start with, these are my Oscars. And basically I love them so much. Oftentimes I will say to people, like, I'm not 100% sure, like, I don't think I could not keep an Oscar again. Basically, they are just like such fantastic fish, and they're definitely like the most rewarding fish to keep, I found. You get a lot of like personality in that out of them, especially when you keep them in a bigger tank. A lot of times, like online and that, you'll see people recommending keeping them in a US 75 gallon tank, which is like a 4-foot tank, 120 centimeters by 45 centimeters. I really do think that's too small. The barest minimum would be a 5-foot by 2-foot tank, which would be like 150 centimeters by 60 centimeters, but really even bigger. Having that much space to kind of spread them out, you really get a lot more out of them, I reckon. And yeah, they're just such fantastic fish. They're kind of like, people say they're water puppies, but like I don't think people really consider that, what that means. Like, they really are water puppies. Like, I could tell you about the personality of all 5 of these fish. For example, Rambo here does not like it when I stand up. Like, if I'm sitting at my desk, so my desk is right over there. If I'm sitting over there, he will dart down this end of the tank and like hide in amongst these roots for like 2 minutes before he calms down, because he just does not like it when I stand up. And then once I stand up, he's always front and center, but it takes him a minute to kind of calm down about it. This albino tiger here, who I don't actually have a name for, but this one basically will, whenever I put my hand in, will go right up to my hand and like kind of nip at it and be like first and foremost in the front, to kind of dominate the, if I drop food in, it's like, oh yeah, I'm right in there, and then he's always right by my hand. Whereas this albino tiger, if I put my hand in, is very sort of skeptical of me and will hang out over here with these two to kind of steer clear and make sure I'm not going to touch him before he comes to the front. And I think that is so fantastic, how you can get so much variety. Like, I'm going to say this, and it might get me, you know, people might not like it, but like, a tetra is a tetra, you know, like a tetra behaves like a tetra behaves like a tetra. But with an Oscar, you get the full sort of range of behaviors. You'll get some of the most active, aggressive fish in the world, and then you'll get super placid, super laid back ones. And that's all just to do with the personality of that specific fish. And you can get obviously anything in between. And I just think that is fantastic. So this is old mate Jeremy here, who's a bit more laid back, a bit more placid, just likes to kind of hang out, do his thing, and not really worry about anything. I think the main thing with Oscars, I reckon, is... move away from the wood. The main thing with Oscars, I reckon, is I think they're really thought about in a way that doesn't get the best out of them, if that makes sense. People always will kind of think about them as like, oh yeah, an Oscar's super aggressive, they're super vicious, they're like little piranhas, basically, like they'll just slaughter everything, and that really cannot be further from the truth. I think Oscars, especially in my experience, Oscars are way more like placid, laid back, way more comfortable and happy digging a hole than having a fight with something. They really don't they don't live up to that reputation of being like a bulldog in the aquarium. And I think that a lot of that comes from, obviously, a stressed Oscar, number one, is going to be an aggressive Oscar. So if I'm keeping it in a too small of a tank, or with if I'm keeping them with Mbuna or like some other aggressive fish that you shouldn't be with, that's just going to lead to problems. But when they're kept properly in an adequate tank with adequate tank mates, healthy water parameters, all this kind of thing, they're far, far less aggressive. They really don't sort of cause any trouble. Of course, same with any American cichlid. If something has a go at them, they're capable of defending themselves, but they'd much rather just, do their own thing and not have to worry about it, forage around for their little bits of bugs and that, and that will keep them happy. And I think that's really where you get the most out of them, in terms of like your experience of keeping an Oscar. You'll get that kind of puppy dog type thing. You'll get that, personability. You'll get all the different digging and different behaviors and all that kind of thing. And that really is the best part about them. You don't have to worry about, oh yeah, I can feed them all feeder fish, because they're just not designed to eat other fish, very basically. What they're designed to do is eat bugs. So if you want to do feeders or live food or whatever, they will go to town on, like, for example, earthworms. I find they love earthworms. They're not going to want to be hunting around trying to kill these little guppies or something. They'll much prefer bugs, like insects, all sorts of random bits and pieces like that. And that's where you're going to get the most out of them. The other thing I really love about Oscars is kind of like, I don't know how to word it, but I guess like their versatility. You can just keep one Oscar by itself with nothing, no other fish in the tank, in a nice big tank, and you'll get a lot out of it. Or you can keep it like this, with biches and plecos and arowanas and catfish and other cichlids. You might put some earth eaters with it, might put some severums with it, whatever. And you can there's different ways of enjoying them. Like, you definitely can kind of tailor your experience to suit whatever you want, if that makes sense. The problem is you don't want to, do it in an unsuitable environment. You're not going to be able to chuck, tetras or something with them. That's going to end badly. But, other American cichlids, catfish, West African cichlids, even you can put like things like a giant danio in, fancy plecos in, and you can really kind of layer or tailor your experience to what you're wanting to get out of them. If you're just wanting like your one pet and you don't want to have to tailor any, you can just focus entirely on them and make it like their paradise. You can really do that. Or you can do it like this and just chuck a bunch in with some other cool stuff and make a really cool, like, interesting, fun aquarium. And that is really the best part, being able to really kind of adjust it to however you're wanting to keep your fish and what you think you will enjoy the most. So yeah, that is obviously a part that I really, really enjoy, is being able to do that. They're not, it goes back to what I was saying before, they're not that vicious kind of predator that you have to keep by themselves, otherwise they'll just kill everything else. That just really is not the case. And I think that's a good thing. It means you can do whatever you want with them. But yeah, what I was going to do now is I was just going to chuck some food in there. I'll just chuck some free-dried mealworms or pellets or something like that. Nothing fancy. And show you one of the fun parts, and that's feeding them. Because feeding them is so much fun. So I'll just do that now, and I'll probably keep quiet and just let you guys watch their beautiful behaviors. So I'm just going to chuck this in. There's just some freeze-dried mealworms, a couple of crickets and locusts and stuff, but just a freeze-dried insect mix. Obviously, Penny the arowana is going to be involved because it's her tank too, and she's going to enjoy that. But we'll try focus on the Oscars, and I'll try just keep a bit more quiet and just let you guys watch them do their thing. Hopefully, you can hear as well that they're kind of hitting the water and splashing around and everything. It obviously is more like that puppy dog type of thing that I was talking about just a minute ago. Isn't it just awesome? I do hope you guys enjoyed that. I mean, I could talk about Oscars all day. Like, as I said, I could never not keep them again. They're such fantastic fish. If you at all have the space for one, like, there is not a better choice. Like, I talk about African cichlids a lot, and like, I love Africans, but like, I love Oscars. I mean, I love both. Just get multiple big tanks and problem solved. But they are just such fantastic fish that just add so much to your fish keeping experience. If it's at all even possibly on the table, definitely look at it, because they are just such fantastic fish. And if not, come in store and visit ours. If you ask, I'll feed them for you. You can watch them eat. You can probably pat them if they're going to let you. I mean, hey, it's the next best thing, isn't it? So, yeah, thank you guys all very much for watching. I hope you appreciate it. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. But yeah, otherwise that's all from me. Again, I love you all so much. Thank you all very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.